In this audio mixer tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use an audio mixer with an audio interface. Now there's a few ways that you can do this, and I'm going to look at that in this video. Plus I'm going to show you how to record with your audio mixer setup. Welcome to Simple Green Tech. I'm Radio Zane, and on this channel I do audio tech tips, tutorials, and reviews to help you unleash your creativity. Now today I'm doing an audio mixer setup by connecting a mixer to an audio interface. Now the hardware that I'm using today is a Behringer Mixer. It's the Xenyx 1002. And the audio interface that I'm going to be using is a Focusrite 2i2. Now near the end of the video, I'm going to show you another way that you can connect a mixer by using the Behringer UB502 mixer. And I'm going to be using the Behringer UM2 audio interface, just to give you a little bit of variety. Links to all of the gear mentioned in this video will be in the description below, so you can easily check it out whenever you like. But right now we're going to get started with the audio mixer setup. First, we'll look at one of the easiest ways to connect your mixer to an audio interface. For this, you'll need a couple of 1/4-inch cables. You can plug the 1/4-inch cables into your main output on your mixer and go into the 1/4-inch input on the front of your audio interface. Make sure that the gain knobs for both channels are turned completely off. You'll be controlling the levels from the audio mixer. Also, if you're using a Focusrite Scarlett interface like this, or any other interface that might have these switches on them, make sure that the switch is on line for both channels. Now on your audio mixer, on the channel that you plan on recording, set the level knob to 0. Some mixers might also have it as a U, and this is typically at 12 o'clock. Then you can adjust your gain knob near the top to control the level of your mic or your instrument that you might be recording. Leave the master fader at 0, and I suggest opening your DAW and using the meters in it to determine your levels, as the meter on the Behringer Xenyx mixer isn't the greatest. If your mixer has better meters, you can use those. And once your levels are set, you're ready to record. If you want to record 2 inputs at the same time and have them record onto separate tracks in your DAW, use the pan or balance controls on your mixer and set one all the way to the left like this, and the other one all the way to the right. Now in your DAW or digital audio workstation, set track 1 to record input 1 and track 2 to record input 2. Now you'll be able to record 2 separate inputs at the same time. That method is super easy to set up, and it's going to get your signal going into your system. And if that's all you care about, then just go with that method. But if you want your mixer to control both your input and output, meaning you want to record into it and also listen back through your headphones or through studio monitors that are connected to the mixer, then you're going to need to do a little more of a setup. And we're going to get into that right now. You'll need a set of cables like these. They have left and right RCA connectors on one end, and left and right 1/4-inch TS connectors on the other side. If your audio interface has RCA style connectors on the back for the main output, then you can use one cable like this, and the other cable would be a straight RCA to RCA cable. You'll also need 2 1/4-inch TS cables unless your mixer has balanced outputs. Then you can use TRS cables, which I recommend. Connect the 1/4-inch cables to your mixer's main outputs, then connect the other end to your audio interface. Right will go into input 2 and left will go into input 1. Now connect the second set of cables to the 2-track in your audio mixer, then the other end to the output of your audio interface. You'll now want to connect your monitors or speakers to the control output of the mixer. The main mix is what's getting sent to the audio interface, and the control room output is what we'll be monitoring, as that's going to be the playback of whatever you have going through your audio interface. Your connections are now set, but before you turn your mixer on, make sure that the 2-track to mix button is not pressed in. You do not want to send the 2-track to the mix, but you do want 2-track to control pressed in. So to recap, 2-track to mix, not pressed in, but 2-track to control is pressed in. If you were to send the 2-track to mix, you're going to create an audio feedback loop. If that's all set up, you can turn your mixer on. And remember, when you're doing your level checks, you want to adjust the levels on your audio mixer, not on the interface and not in your DAW software. Once the levels are set, you're ready to record. If you're using one of the stereo channels on your audio mixer and you're only recording a mono source, meaning a single plugin like maybe a guitar cable or the output of a guitar pedal, then make sure you plug it in to the left input on the channel on your audio mixer. Now this makes the balance control actually become a pan control, so you can pan it all the way right if you want to record it to input 2, or all the way left if you want to record it into input 1. Let's try a quick recording with this mixer setup. I'm going to plug my guitar into the left input of a stereo channel, and then I'll pan it all the way right just to show you how that works. Then in my DAW, I'll select input 2, which is the right channel. Alright, now I'm going to show you another way that you can connect an audio mixer to an audio interface. This time I'm going to be using a little bit different hardware. This time I'm going to use the Behringer UB502 audio mixer and the Behringer UM2 audio interface, just to give you a little bit of variety. But again, the same methods will work with other mixers and other audio interfaces. So this method is very similar to the last method, except instead of connecting the mains out on the mixer to the input on the audio interface, we're going to use one of these RCA 2/4 inch cables and connect the 2-track output on the mixer to the input on the audio interface. And the output of the audio interface will go from the main output on the back of your audio interface. That's going to go into the RCA 2-track inputs on your mixer. Now, if you're going to be using monitor speakers with this particular mixer, you're going to have to get a splitter from the phone's output so you can send the left and right channel to your monitors. Or you can just plug your headphones into the headphones jack and monitor that way. Now on this mixer, you're going to want to make sure that you have the tape to phones button pushed in, and that's going to send your audio interface signal to your headphones, and that's the way you're going to monitor this. The main mix knob on this audio interface should be set to 0, and you'll use the phone's dial to adjust the volume of what you're monitoring. And just like before, you're going to control your gain by using the gain knob and set the main level on the channel to 0. Click here for my DI box versus audio interface versus mixer guitar recording video, or click down here to see what YouTube thinks you should watch next. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe if you'd like to see more videos from me. For Simple Green Tech, I'm Radio Zane, and we'll talk soon.